Today I just want to show you how to increment a variable. So I'm going to write a program that shows just a motor running back and forth between two switches, and this program would keep track of how many times the system ran through the loop. Okay, so every program has to start with the green man. Alright, and then the first thing I'm going to do is put in a switch and a motor, and then I need a second switch and a motor. Okay, so it's just running back and forth between two switches. The first switch is I1, and we're going to say it's normally closed. So let me just write that for you. Okay, so this switch is going to be normally closed. Alright, and I actually have this backwards. I should have started my motor moving first. So let me fix that now. I'm going to start with my motor running. Okay, and then I'm going to have my motor continue to run until it gets to I1. Alright, so once that happens, okay, I1 is normally closed. So right now I have a 1 here and a 0 here. Alright, what is the normal output from I1 if it's normally closed? It's a 1, right? So when it goes here, if I leave this in this configuration, it's 1 and will automatically change directions. So I need to swap my 1 and my 0. Okay. Now I'm going to loop this back here like this, because this helps you see what's happening. Now, just so that I'm sure you understand, I want you to understand that I could have looped this arrow back here, or I could have looped it back here. That didn't matter in this case because I had not stopped the motor, and the last thing that happened was that it was running clockwise towards I1. All right. Now when it gets there, I1 changes from a 1 to a 0, and I want it to begin to run in the other direction. So I have a motor command, and I'm going to put in counterclockwise. Right? And then I want it to run towards I2. Alright, and I2 is wired normally open. It doesn't really matter when you wire which way you wire, but you need to be able to adjust your branch boxes accordingly. Right? So since I2 is wired normally open, it is normally a 0. Right? So now that it is normally a 0, it should loop back and continue running counterclockwise until I2 changes states, and it'll change to a 1. Now when it changes to a 1, if I just wanted this to run back and forth and back and forth, I would put this in. Okay? I would just loop it back from here back to the top. But what I want to do is I want to keep track of how many times it's running back and forth. So I need to increment a counter. Right? So let's see, I need a variable and I need a command to go with it. I'm going to put this +1 in, and I'm going to link that. Okay, see, that was a tan line. It wants to be connected to a tan object, and this +1 will just add 1 at the top. Right, and so I'm going to call this run times. The initial value is 0. It's an integer. In general, we want to always leave our variables global. Right? And then I'll take this then and loop it back to the top. So as I run this program, what would happen is that this would increment. Now I am in simulation mode, so I'm just going to show you what will happen as I simulate this for you. Alright, so I'm going to start my program. Right, and you see it went ahead and chugged on through because that was a 0. And so when I click I2 here, because I'm just simulating, let me go ahead and change the state on I1 so that doesn't happen again. Now I2, when I change the state, it's going to keep running, okay, until, and now it's stuck here until I1 changes state. It changes again. Now you can see here that runtime has incremented once. Right? And when I2 changes state again, it's going to go back to the other one. Okay, and now it's running, and now runtimes is up to 2, and this will continue on as I continue to manipulate my program. If this were a real program, I obviously wouldn't be clicking here, okay? This would be happening because it'd be physically connected. Alright, so I hope that helps you understand how to increment a variable.